Hi, welcome to Carolina Crafting. I'm Jackie Gents. Today we're going back to Brasstown to visit Judy Peppers at her shop. Judy's had a cool project to do for us today. Hi, we're in Brasstown today. We're at Judy's place. Today Judy's going to make some wire wrap jewelry, and we're going to be going outside to do it, but be aware there's going to be a lot of traffic noise. We're on a busy highway in Brasstown right near the John C. Campbell Folk School.
Good morning. Welcome to Judy's place. I'm Judy Peppers, local wire and glass artist here in Brasstown, North Carolina. This morning I'm going to make a ring for you, like I have on, a little variety there for you to look at, and I'm going to do it out of gold-filled wire, 21 gauge to be exact. I've cut 4.5 inches, 5 of them, and taped them together, made a bundle, this is referred to as. I've marked the center, and I've marked 5/8 of an inch from both ends. And then I'm going to bind each end with 4 inches of gold-filled wire as well. Using flat nose pliers, making a little V, inserting it on the wire, and I'm going to crimp it down and make sure it's nice and secure. I'm going to fold it over, turn my work, and press the wire into place. I'm going to put 2 bindings on this ring on either end. Picking up the second piece, doing the same thing. Those are the marks you can see. Crimping it down, again on the 5/8 inch mark. Turning the work and putting 2 bindings. This is what we have. This is the beginning. Now that I've got it bound, I'm going to take the tape off and marking another 5/8 up the wire on both sides of the binding that I just did. This is where we establish our prongs that will hold the ring in, these being the prongs here. I'm going to slip my pliers in, first 2 wires, bending it out, and let's check to see if our work is even. Works even. Okay, we're going to press this wire down. Closing it. And with the cutters, very judging how far down to cut without cutting any other wire but the one you want. Slip it in, hold it with the pliers, and bring it over, bring the wrap over. Okay, we'll bring the other side down. Press it into place. Again. Oop. Put 4 more bindings. Oh, we only have 3. We need one more. There we go. Completing the last binding on the back. Okay, we have half done, which would be this half. Turning it around, working on the other side, again, bending the wires out at the 5/8 inch mark that I had made previously. We will put a total of 6 bindings. These will keep the prongs securely in place when we go to set the stone. 3, 4. Okay, we're finished with the frame. To establish what size ring we're going to make, I have a ring key. And average is 6, which is pretty tiny. So I think I'm going to go with a 7. That barely fits me, but 7 is good. You start by forming the ring 2 sizes smaller than you actually need it. In this case, I'm going to go to a 5. And because the ring mandrel is flared, you constantly turn the wire to accommodate for the flare. You don't want these wires to splay. Splay is to spread apart. Have a nice U shape. Going to bend these wires out of the way so I can get in there and make my prongs. Shape the prongs. The tip of the plier, the tip of the wire. Bend it forward. You're going to do this with all 4 prongs. Making sure that you're bending in the exact same place. Checking my work to make sure that they're even. They're going to bend the other pair. Looking at them side by side to make sure that your prongs are identical. They look pretty good to me. Okay, placing the plier a little further down the plier to make a bigger space to accommodate the culet. This is the stone that I'm going to be setting. It's an alexandrite marquee shape. This is the culet, and this is the table. We want this wire to accommodate the depth of the stone. And that was predetermined. And you bend the wires back in the opposite direction, the same length, being very careful to judge the same length. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull them together a little bit more. Let's see how that is. That's where we're headed. Take it back out. We've established that we do have a relatively decent fit. What I'm doing now is I'm taking the round nose pliers and I'm bending the tips down so when I set the stone, it will hug the stone itself, less risk of it falling out. And once I tighten them down, they won't be going anywhere. Let's try it again, see how good we are. It's holding. If it doesn't hold at this point, it won't hold. Now, This wire will go to this prong, and this wire will come around to this prong. It makes it a little easier if you can see. I'll take the stone out so you can see where we're going. Length of wire to cut is determined by moving it next to, hopefully you can see that, there. And then with the round nose pliers, I'll preset each stone. Now, this wire will come around and go to this prong here. And this wire will come around and go to that prong there. And this wire will come around and secure that prong. Okay, we got a little tweaking to do. Going to go in there and secure each one of the wires. They were loosely put on to begin with, but now we'll go in and tighten them down a little bit, each one. Nice secure stone, it's not going anywhere. Now we'll cut them to approximately 3/4 of an inch. You don't want them too long, it makes too big a rosette. These being the rosettes in reference. Okay, same as on this ring here. Rosettes. And we'll twist them. In lieu of a pin vise, I'm using an X-Acto blade holder. 6, 7 times. 7 is about enough. Any more than that, I would probably break the wire. I'm working with half hard wire, which means it's been pulled through the draw plate twice. Draw plate is what is used to reduce the wire from a gold ingot. It's constantly pulled through wire, through the draw plate rather, to produce whatever gauge wire is required. This comes from the manufacturer. I don't do this. I do like to close that hole up. Makes for a much more dainty rosette. And again, with the bent nose pliers, you curl it. And put it in place. And we'll go to the other side.